10 ways on how to attract women. In this world, attraction isn't about love, romance, or chance. It's about power. A man either learns how to command attention, or he fades into the background noise of a million desperate voices. On this silent battlefield, every move you make, your words, your silence, your posture, is a weapon. The weak chase validation, the strong create desire. Today, we enter the mind of a Machiavellian and will expose how the most strategic men in history, from emperors to seducers, use the art of manipulation, control, and presence to attract women effortlessly, without ever begging for it. Before we continue, I want you to pause for a moment and think, do you chase or do you draw? If you understand the difference, comment power below. Part 1. The first rule, never seek approval. A Machiavellian man doesn't beg for love. He invites curiosity, but the ordinary man tries to impress. He wants her to see his worth, to validate the image he's desperate to hold on to. But the Machiavellian understands. The moment you seek validation, you hand over power. Niccolo Machiavelli once wrote, "Men should be either caressed or annihilated, for they will avenge slight injuries, but not severe ones." Apply that to attraction. Either make a woman feel deeply seen, or make her uncertain. Never stand in the middle, the land of boring men. A Machiavellian doesn't talk about how valuable he is. He lets mystery do the talking. He uses restraint as his language. His silence speaks louder than another man's flattery. When a woman senses that she doesn't control your emotions, that you remain calm, unpredictable, and self-contained, she becomes intrigued. Why? Because women are drawn to power they cannot fully understand. Pause and think about that for a second. If your emotions are her playground, you've already lost. But if she can't read you, she's already invested. Comment unpredictable if you know how powerful silence truly is. Part 2. The art of control. Control isn't about dominance, it's about direction. The Machiavellian doesn't react to attraction, he creates it. He studies human nature like a scientist. He observes, he listens, he watches patterns. When she's most open, when she withdraws, what triggers her emotions. He knows that the one who observes holds the advantage. Women are emotional strategists. They sense weakness faster than logic can explain. That's why the Machiavellian man builds emotional armor. He never reveals desperation. He never overshares. He speaks when necessary and disappears when it matters most. Absence, when used correctly, is more seductive than words. The Machiavellian doesn't chase. He withdraws strategically, making her mind race, making her wonder what she lost. Because the moment she starts to miss your attention, she becomes the pursuer. It's a psychological inversion, and it's one of the oldest tactics in history. If you understand this reversal, comment control below. Part 3. Power through detachment. Attraction thrives on uncertainty. It's chaos wrapped in beauty. The Machiavellian uses detachment not as coldness, but as a demonstration of inner strength. He is never consumed by desire. He directs it. He sees women as part of the game, not the end of it. Because the moment you make a woman your purpose, you destroy your edge. She must sense that you could walk away, not out of arrogance, but because you have a mission that transcends her. Your focus, your goals, your empire, that's your source of gravity. And when a woman sees that your attention is scarce, she fights for it. It's not manipulation, it's nature. Scarcity creates value. Every time you respond instantly, explain yourself, or seek reassurance, you tell her your time is cheap. But when you move with calm distance, when you make her feel she's one part of a much larger plan, she leans in. The Machiavellian is like a storm contained within a glass, dangerous but controlled. Part 4. The language of mystery. Machiavellian attraction is never direct. It's suggestion, not declaration. While the average man tells a woman what he feels, the Machiavellian makes her wonder what he feels. He doesn't explain himself. He lets silence create tension. He doesn't tell her he's different. He proves it by acting like he has nothing to prove. Mystery is magnetic. It forces her imagination to work. And when her imagination is engaged, she becomes addicted. Think about it. The unknown always fascinates more than the familiar. That's why the Machiavellian never gives all of himself away. He reveals pieces, never the whole puzzle. A story unfinished is a story remembered. When she thinks she's figured you out, disappear. When she assumes you've lost interest, reappear calmly, as if time itself bends around you. Every re-entry is a psychological spark. The key is to make her emotions fluctuate. Interest, confusion, attraction, silence. And through that rhythm, she becomes emotionally invested. That's what Machiavelli meant by control through illusion. Never force, only guide perception. Pause here. Think about how you present yourself. Do you tell everything too soon? Do you kill the mystery before it even begins? Comment shadow if you understand the value of being unreadable. Part 5. The power of withdrawal. When a woman feels she's losing your attention, a deep psychological response activates the fear of loss. And fear of loss is more powerful than the hope of gain. This is why the Machiavellian doesn't always reward interest. He sometimes steps back. He makes her feel the absence. He lets her imagination fill the silence. In a world of men who bombard her with attention, the one who can remain calmly indifferent becomes a mystery worth solving. Every withdrawal is a mirror. It reflects her emotions back to her. It forces her to question her own value. And when she starts to wonder why you're not chasing, she begins chasing you. A Machiavellian knows when to appear and when to vanish, because every moment of silence amplifies your presence. Comment vanished if you know the power of walking away with composure. Part 6. Charisma is calculated. Charisma isn't natural, it's constructed. The Machiavellian designs his image like a weapon. He chooses his words carefully, moves deliberately, and never reveals chaos. Charisma is control under pressure. It's power without noise. Every glance, every tone, every pause calculated to trigger emotion. He never rushes, he never fidgets, he never asks for permission to exist, because true charisma is rooted in self-certainty, and self-certainty comes from mastery of your emotions, your goals, and your environment. When you master yourself, you stop chasing, you start attracting. That's when you become the center of gravity. And women, like everyone else, are drawn to gravity. If you've ever felt that quiet power when you're fully centered, comment gravity. Part 7. The strategy of value. Every Machiavellian knows value isn't what you have, it's what you project. You could be broke, unknown, unseen, but if your behavior carries the scent of value, people treat you differently. That's the illusion of power. Machiavelli said, everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to look like a man in control. That's why presentation matters. Your posture, your tone, your eyes, they tell the story before your words ever do. And remember this, the Machiavellian doesn't seek beauty, he commands respect. Because respect builds attraction that lasts. Every woman desires safety, certainty, and power. And if you embody those, you don't chase attraction, it chases you. Pause here and think, are you showing value or seeking it? Comment value if you understand that true attraction is perception warfare. Part 8. The emotional game. To master attraction, you must understand emotion, not logic, because attraction isn't built in the mind, it's built in the nervous system. The Machiavellian studies emotional triggers like a general studies his enemies. He knows that making a woman laugh is not enough. You must make her feel everything. Tension, comfort, uncertainty, relief. He guides her emotions like a symphony. You make her smile, then make her wait. You make her wonder, then make her feel seen. Each emotional shift deepens the connection. Because unpredictability breeds fascination. And fascination is the seed of attraction. It's not cruelty, it's art. You're not manipulating. You're awakening emotion in a world that numbs it. If you've ever seen how powerfully emotion drives desire, comment emotion. Part 9. The game of presence. In a distracted world, presence is rare and therefore valuable. When you speak to a woman, don't multitask, don't rush. Look, listen, hold silence with confidence. The Machiavellian's presence is his strongest seduction tool. He doesn't talk over her, he lets the silence breathe. Because in that silence, the mind races. She starts wondering, why isn't he nervous? Why doesn't he try harder? Why does he seem different? Presence communicates one thing. I am not easily moved. And that energy draws everything towards it. Presence is gravity. It's unspoken dominance. So next time you speak, slow down. Control the rhythm. Let her feel that you could stop time. Comment presence if you know that attention is the highest form of seduction. Part 10. The final lesson, power over yourself. In the end, attraction isn't about women, it's about you. Every Machiavellian truth circles back to self-control. If you cannot rule your emotions, you cannot rule attraction. If you cannot walk away, you cannot be desired. If you cannot control your impulses, you will always be controlled. The true Machiavellian man is not heartless. He is strategic. He doesn't love blindly. He loves with awareness. He can express affection but never lose composure. He can care deeply but never beg for attention. He is dangerous because he doesn't need validation to feel alive. That is the ultimate form of power. So remember, attraction is not won with words. It's won in silence, in posture, in purpose, in the space between what you say and what you choose not to say. This is the silent battlefield, and every man who learns its rules becomes untouchable. If you've made it this far, you already understand what most men never will. You're not here to chase, you're here to command. Comment, "I am the battlefield" below if you're ready to master yourself, not just attraction. Your journey to power begins with awareness, and awareness begins now. And remember, every time you watch a silent battlefield episode, you're not just learning strategy, you're sharpening your weapon. Subscribe if you want to walk this path of psychological power, the path of control, presence, and silent dominance. This is not for everyone, only for those who dare to master themselves. You've walked through the battlefield. You've seen what most men never see. You've understood that attraction isn't luck, and it isn't charm. It's psychological war, and only those who know how to stay silent, focused, and in control ever survive it. But now the question is, what will you do with this power? Will you let it fade away as another piece of information you scroll past? Or will you use it, sharpen it, let it shape the way you move, the way you speak, the way you exist? Because the silent battlefield isn't just a channel, it's a movement. It's a sanctuary for the ones who refuse to remain weak, for the ones who've been broken, ignored, betrayed, but still choose to rise. If you've made it this far, it means you're one of us. You don't run from the truth. You seek it. You don't chase attention. You command it. You don't beg for validation. You create it. Pause for a moment. If you've ever felt like the world misunderstands your silence, if you've ever felt like people mistake your calm for weakness, if you've ever looked in the mirror and promised yourself that you'd rise above the chaos, then comment below, "I am the silence." Because that single phrase isn't just a comment, it's a declaration. It tells the algorithm you exist, and it tells the world you're no longer invisible. When you write it, others will see it. And when they see it, they'll feel that same energy, the quiet confidence of someone who's done being controlled by emotion. That's how this community grows, not through noise, but through powerful silence. So if this message spoke to you, if it awakened something deep within you, don't disappear back into the digital fog. Subscribe to the silent battlefield, because here we don't teach pickup lines or empty motivation. We teach strategy, control, and transformation. We study the art of power in attraction, in life, and in the mind. Every week, new strategies will drop, exploring human nature, dark psychology, and the laws of influence that rule everything around you. The kind of truths the world hides from you, but you can now use to win. And if you want to take this mission further, share this video. Send it to someone who needs to stop chasing and start mastering. Someone who needs to understand that the strongest move is silence. So comment, "I am the silence." Subscribe and stay alert, because the next episode will expose the hidden strategies of emotional dominance that even Machiavelli would envy. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Welcome to the silent battlefield, where the war is quiet, but the victory echoes forever.